Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over, finally, my September ending dividend income update. I've been doing this for probably 6 months now, and we had a little bump in the road in the beginning with the March shutdowns and all that stuff, and we're back on track. I've had a lot of changes this month, so we're going to go through them. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. So if you're new here, I do a lot of ETF reviews. I do some income investing reviews of different investment products like closed-end funds, covered call ETFs, things of that nature. Share my dividend portfolio like I am today. So if that sounds interesting to you, please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. My goal is to retire in 2030 with at least $250,000 and try and make that $250,000 stretch until we get to Social Security age or whatever we need to do. Me and my wife are going to buy an RV and hit the road. I'm also going to have an M1 Finance. I assembled an M1 Finance portfolio where all of the YouTube income, Amazon link income, Teespring, all that income, I've assembled an ETF portfolio on M1 Finance, and it's basically going to be my wife and I's RV fund, and I think it's a awesome thing. My goal for that is $50,000. That should be able to buy us a really nice used RV. If it goes over that, I don't know what we'll do. But my goal is $50,000 in 10 years off of YouTube, AdSense, and affiliate links and referral links. All thanks to you. Thanks to you. That's why I do these videos. Is for you guys, and your support of me just means the world to me. So thank you. Use those links down below. You'll be able to see. I'll share with you what this community does and how we can grow this fund. So I think that'll be really interesting. So let's get into it. If we look here, right here, this is where we ended August. And what I do here is I'll show you the changes in the portfolio that I've made, and I've made plenty. So what you'll see here is the dark blue represents M1 Finance. The bright green represents my wife's Roth IRA. The darker green represents our taxable account combined. This light gray is Robinhood, and the blue is our Chase Roth IRA. So if we look, we'll take a look, and one of the biggest changes was in M1 Finance. As you can see, I had Prudential and ExxonMobil in M1 Finance. I sold them both. Because I wanted to transition M1 Finance into a ETF only account. So I'm going to have two accounts there. There's going to be an account with the ticker symbol ETY and QYLD. If you missed the video on ETY, I did that one. I'll link that up above and down below. But I got rid of Prudential. I like Prudential. It may end up in my taxable account. There was no reason that I sold it other than I wanted M1 Finance to be more of a passive, set and forget investment vehicle. Now ExxonMobil, I did bite the bullet and get rid of ExxonMobil. I am of the opinion that they will cut the dividend, and I have been ferociously getting rid of stocks that cut their dividend. So I got rid of Wells Fargo not too long ago because they cut their dividend. I got rid of another one here that I'll talk about in a second that cut their dividend. So I've been doing that, and I'm just not going to wait. I'm not going to wait for dividends to be reinstated or any of that. If they cut it, then I'm done with it. So I think even though ExxonMobil hasn't cut it yet, I believe it's in their future for sure. So I got rid of ExxonMobil, and I put all that basically into ETY. So we now have 167.99 shares of ETY. Now, if we move on down to the Roth IRA, there was some big changes there. I got rid of Ventas, which is VTR. They got a little spike in price, and I took advantage and got rid of them because they had already previously cut the dividend. So I took the proceeds from that, and I pretty much put it almost all into AT&T. You'll see I had 200.63 shares at the end of August. I now have 275.63 shares of AT&T. I also put a little bit into JEPI, the JEPI ETF. It looks like about 5 shares roughly of JEPI. And then Brookfield Property, my last REIT holding that's holding on, surprisingly, to be honest with you, they paid a dividend, and it dripped almost 4 shares. So now up to 133.27. I will probably, if this recovers enough, I probably will eliminate BPYU, and I'll put that into most likely JEPI when that happens. So we go down to the taxable, some big changes here as well. QYLD dripped, and I added a little bit when I got rid of Prudential and Exxon. So I went from 281 shares up to 289.58. EBIX, they paid a dividend, and I went from 25 shares up to 30.09. MetLife, they paid a dividend. I went from 20 shares up to 20.12. Tyson Foods paid a dividend, went from 10 shares to 10.066. Let's see. Intel went from 35 shares to 50.164. So I added 15 shares plus the dividend. If you want to learn more about Intel, Dave from Hidden Freedom Investing actually did an excellent overview video on Intel. I'll link it up below, and I'll link it down below in the description. You want to check that out. I think Intel is at a really good buy right now. What else did I do? Microsoft, added a little bit of Microsoft from 2.5 up to, and they paid the dividend up to, I added a share and a half of Microsoft plus the 0.006 in a dividend. 3M, still 5 shares. I added Johnson & Johnson. Everybody knows Johnson & Johnson. I added 6 shares in the month of September of Johnson & Johnson. And then I added Bristol Myers Squibb. So I really shored up my health care here. And I added 10 shares of Bristol Myers Squibb. So added a bunch of health care in the month of September. Now, another add-on was UGI. So I added 20 shares of UGI, and that is a gas utility. Stock Ninja did an excellent overview video on this as well. I'll add that up here to the link and down in the description below. So everybody getting, I'm like Oprah. I'm giving out shout-outs everywhere, left and right. You get a shout-out. You get a shout-out. So... Anyway, Stock Ninja, he did a great job on that. UGI Corporation, I added 20 shares of that. Walgreens, 35.153 shares I had at the end of August. and I added about 15 shares plus a dividend, so I'm up to 50.417 shares in Walgreens. No changes in Robinhood. I don't think I did anything in... Oh, I did sell... I did get a dividend from AMLP, and it dripped 0.63 shares. But I did sell a couple of covered calls on Hewlett-Packard. I'll talk about that here in a second. And Altria Group. And those ended up buying me 2 free shares, basically, of Bank OZK. So I went from 62.94 to 64.94. So we'll get rid of this August. So we'll see after we're done with all the changes there. And we'll see that my annual income from everything now is up to $2,703.34. Why'd that come over here? Get over there. So currently monthly average is $225.28 a month. My goal for 2020 was $200, so I've surpassed that. Now here's the call and put income, where I was saying that I sold some calls and puts and I bought some free shares of OZK. So this is just an accumulation. This doesn't mean I sold calls or puts on these stocks. When I sell a cash secured put or a covered call, I just throw the amount in here. And so for the month of September, I collected $289.10 in call/put income, and that ended up buying, ended up contributing to buying some of these shares that were added for the month. So I need to put a video. I did a video on covered calls and how that's explained, and I'll link that down below as well. But I have not done one on cash secured puts, and I will do one, but I have so many videos that I want to do, and I'm so behind. I really need to put together a visual for it, and I'll get there eventually. But this is a great way to generate income. That's $289.10 for the month. I don't hardly have a stock that will do that for me for a year. Altria Group, I'll get $344.22 in a year in dividend income. I pulled $289.10 in 1 month, so it's a great way to boost income for a portfolio. So if we look at the dividends, I ended August with $2,456.35. And now September is $2,703.34. That is about $248, something like that. I added, so not bad. Cash secured puts and covered calls. I ended August with a cumulative total of $938.89. In September, with the $289. I ended September for the year $1,227.99. So very good. Very good. I'm very pleased with the way things are. We look down to the portfolio allocation here. I do have a lot of money tied up in income funds because I consider ETY an income fund. So I got ETY, JEPI, and QYLD. 24.7% in income funds, 5.3% in real estate, that's the BPYU. Communications at 20.4%, that's the very heavy allocation of AT&T. Technology is 18.2%, financials at 5.9%, consumer staples at 12%, industrials at 2%, healthcare at 8.6%, utilities at 1.8%, and this is energy at 1.1%. That's that AMLP ETF. So I'd really like to shore up and bring up my utilities and industrials for sure. So I'll be working on that hopefully this month. We'll see how it goes. But great progress. I'm really pleased. Again, I got another video coming out on M1 Finance. I'll probably do some more videos on M1 Finance and show some sample portfolios on different age groups and where you're at in investing and things of that nature. And I'll also share all the income from your support that's going toward the GW ETF channel RV fund. I think that'll be really fun to track and watch. I'll probably do updates every other month on that one or something like that. I don't know. So, hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, use the Amazon link, Teespring. Check out Teespring, give me some feedback. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.